Hi guys, FrostFangs here, welcome back once again, of course, to another Paladins video. We're going to be playing some Rei today. 12 to 24 hours of playtime I've had with her now between the actual live server and the test server, which was out a couple weeks ago. If you haven't seen my other Rei videos, I'd highly recommend you watch those first, specifically the one right before this, which was kind of my first couple of games with her on the live server. But we've got all the talents unlocked now. I've got a pretty much finished setup for her. Of course, as I was getting her to level 10, I did mess around to try out a few different variants of stuff like this, throw in different cards I hadn't maybe used that much, and I ended up just settling on this, and I'm quite happy with it. Would highly recommend it. It works pretty much everywhere. For the talent, I still think extension is your best option. Most of the time restraint is good in some very specific situations, but I can't see myself ever really going for this unless I was going for damage Rei. But even then, I'd probably grab focus. It does work quite well, but doesn't work directly according to the description. It does increase the cooldown of the Q, but the Q goes on cooldown the second you throw it, unlike how it does normally. They don't mention that there, but that's pretty much it for the intro. I'll get my thoughts out a little bit more across the rest of the video, things I like and dislike about Rei, because there are still a few things that I don't feel are properly really set up with her. Alright, well, one for a game later, because I didn't grab her the first time, we managed to grab Rei. Shout outs to Shining for actually giving me her. For some reason I got stuck on this weird screen when I grabbed her where she's like T-posing in the menu. Very weird, but there's a free T-posing Rei for you. We got Siege of Bright Marsh for game 1, but game 2 for me, we've got Io and Nara Emoji and Drogos. Then for their side, of course, they've got another Rei, a Makoa, a Sky Grover, and a Vivian. So we've got Fusillade, Tremors, Toot, and then Lifelink. I went for extension, the setup, and then Kronos and Nimble. We're up against Leviathan, Rampant Blooming, Debilitate, Booby Trap, and extension. One thing I do want to mention really quick is that the ult is still bugged as it was on the BTS. You can still use it even if you're not linked to an ally. I don't know if that's how it's meant to be and the description never got updated, or if they just, forgot to fix it, but there's a mark onto the emoji. We're going to throw a right click there onto the Anar any second, so just get it off cooldown real quick. There we go. There's some hits for the Makoa. We'll go ahead and use the F. We might as well. Teamfight's pretty much over here. Really do want to be getting your abilities off as much as you can so you can get that ult jank going. There goes the Makoa. We'll mark the Sky. Yeah, sure, just play aggressively. Try and shred her. There's a right click onto the Anar. She's gone. Tick damage actually 50 isn't too bad. There goes the enemy Rei as well. Just dropped in front of me on no health. What a weird ragdoll. That's another entire team wipe. Well done, guys. We're going to have a bit of a harder time, I think, as we get along with more quarterize and stuff. It is 80% now at max level. Seems like so far, though, we're doing pretty damn good work. There's a mark for the Drogos and then a right click. I don't really need to use it now because we're all full. I find myself paying a lot more attention to the meters at the top left than usual when I'm playing Rei. There goes the emoji. That's a stun from the Luna, but then Anara blocked us off. I do have the ult if I need to use it here. We're going to go for the F instead and then just kind of run away. Hook didn't land. I guess he just missed it. There goes the IO throwing the Sky. I think Drogo's also ulted the Makoa. If I had to kind of summarize my opinions on Rei, which I'll probably have to do again when I do the tier list video, which will be coming out sometime. I don't know. There's the F to avoid the Sky. We'll go for our ult as well, just in case. He already walled it off, so it was kind of pointless. Right at the end here, though, so we should have the push. Yeah, there we go. But I'd probably summarize her as being like an 8, maybe 8.5 out of 10. But after playing her a bunch more in live, she really has grown on me a lot, and I do like her quite a bit. She could still do with some fixes. I think the Q is a little bit janky and should probably auto switch when someone dies. That's just like a quality of life thing, though. I don't think overall she's got anything inherently wrong with her that I would like changed, and that's probably why I'd give her such a solid rating. There's a right click onto the emoji. Reckon she will be pretty damn underestimated, at least in casual stuff. I think ranked people will probably be very aware of how strong she is, but I think in casual stuff a lot of people aren't going to grab her just because you don't see like the big numbers on her, which is the same with a lot of other characters like her. Q there on the emoji and the F. That is going to be the 3-0, but she just provides so much goddamn support. The amount of ult gen you get is genuinely kind of crazy, to the point where I think they toned it down to 0.5. I don't know if that actually got affected. Like, they changed the description of her Q down from 1% to 0.5, but it still feels like it does 1% a second. I don't know. Right click there for Drogos. We could ult, but I don't think I really need to. He's gone here any second, and imagine. Or is he going to live on like no health? Do I have to go around and finish him off? I guess Grover's also there. Makoa did die. Yeah, emoji got him. Q there and an ult. Okay, that is the Sky going for her ult. We can just F to counter that. There's a little tap over there on the Grover. He's on nothing. I'm just going to stay marked to the Anara. We'll throw a right click there for the bounce. I don't know if they changed anything with how the bounce works either. I said that in the first video. Just feels like it goes to characters I want it to go to a little bit more often, but maybe that's just because I've been playing more Rei and I'm kind of used to it. I feel like I've called it something else in this video, but there's a right click onto U, or Q, there's a Q switch over to the Anar. I think she's probably dead. Never mind, we're all pretty much still up except for the Drogo. She also has a different inspect when you have your little mark, by the way. Didn't show this. It does move the camera kind of weirdly. I think I might have just got myself killed. Never mind, we're fine. I got knocked forward to scare me for a second. There goes the Vivian. There's a right click. I'm also realizing now that I'm commentating like really carelessly, as I'm like constantly doing a ton of like things. After you play Rei for a little bit, she really will click with you because she's just a character that looks like you do a lot, but realistically the amount of things you're actually doing is like just hitting a couple buttons. At least to me that's how she feels. We'll go ahead and pop the F, pop popped the ult there a little bit early, but we do gen it pretty quick, so I might as well switch the mark over, go for the F here just to give her a little bit of extra tankiness, and a right click 2. And I was trying to push in here. We are 4-0. That's the scale. I don't have the F, so I guess she might be dead. I was just about to pop it. Okay, got knocked by something. There's a mark. Over time, I'm not going to try and jump on that because we're not going to push this now without the Inara. Team did actually jump on it there, but I don't think we'll be able to get this without the Inara. There's a right click off the emoji. F is on cooldown. I feel like I'm just giving them free kills here. We'll switch the mark again. F and a right click. Yeah, sure. Mako is actually nearly dead here. He's gone. Switch the mark aggressively. IO with the ult. Have we actually just recovered this? She's the only one left. There we go. She's gone too. Trying to spam the right click, but I can't find anybody, and it's on cooldown, I think. Inara ran back in, went for the ult. It is just a couple of them left. I'm going to go for Master Riding. Didn't even actually buy that because I guess I was running out of spawn. Not enough time. 3-0 here, though. It's just the Inara left up. I think we lost our chance. We could have totally had that, though. There is an F for her and a heal as well. More taps onto the Grover. Shots for the heals. We'll go ahead and pop the ult. It's gone on way longer than it should have. I don't have the F. There's a Q switch. Q onto the Inara. I don't know how this team fight has gone on so goddamn long. I feel like the overtime has been a century here. There's a right click onto her. This is ridiculous. Team comps really are dragging this one out. There's a right click again. We'll just switch the Q over to the emoji for a little second or two. Sky's just doing something. I don't know. Switch Q over to the Inara. Go for the F. We actually timed that with the scale quite nicely. She's fine anyway. She did throw the wall up. Props to her for the counter, but she didn't even need to do that. There's a Q over there for the emoji, but she died. We'll switch the Q over to the Inara. It's way more useful on a friendly than an enemy most of the time. Right click for her again. Somehow I'm not dead. There's the F, just so I can't die too quickly if they do see me. There's a right click. I do need to throw out some heals here. I think she's going for the ult again. There goes Grover. Why is she being able to ult 2 times in this overtime fight? What is happening? And there we go. There is the push failed before I got a chance to run in. I'm glad I didn't end up kind of panic buying Master Riding. It would have still been useful, but I'm glad I went for the sensible option. I feel like Haven and Moralbush are going to be more useful, but that team fight was really long, even though we do have Inara, Rei, and IO. It went on longer than I was expecting. Just about saved the emoji. Used the F. She used her immunity there as well. We do have a bit of a cheesy team comp now that I think about it. Mako is ulting. I guess we'll just slap him a little bit. We'll go for our ult here on the Inara just to keep her up, and a right click 2. Thought I just heard Sky ult, but that was something else. Oh no, that was a Sky ult. Okay, there's a Q. She's dead. I thought I had my mark on her already. I guess she still somehow jumped off the map. Hello Vivian, you're here for some reason. That's a knock. Oh, I'm totally dead. One thing that a lot of people are going to underestimate, and I did as well, is her right click. It's really, really good. Or her F. I mean, I just said the wrong ability because I was using my right click, but we did just kill them there. That was a bit of a weird time to mention what I was trying to say. I think a lot of people expected it to feel kind of weird, and it does initially, but after you play her for a while, it doesn't feel strange at all, and there is the victory. Team put in mad work there. 8-3, 23, 60k, 85k. Quite happy with that. Drogo's there said in the chat that the American skin has a command that says stay frosty or something like that. Stay frosty isn't a thing that I made up. It's a friggin' term already before I used it for my channel like 6 years ago when I first did it as like an outro. So if I hear it in a game, I don't assume it's related to me, but if they did put it in Paladins as a voice line somewhere, props to Evil Mojo, because I feel like that has to in some way be related to my outro, right? Maybe. Is that vain of me to think? I don't know. That was a really, really good game though. Shouts to the team, like I've already said. Inara did a really good job there. IO did solid. We actually had a very similar stat to her there. Drogo's put in mad work, so did the emoji. For their side, they all had very similar stats to ours, just kind of toned down a little bit. You can see exactly what I mean there, but we'll re-queue, jump into a game 2. Don't want to spend too long here in the menus. Alright, well, for game 2, we've got on top of my its archives. Going back to what I was saying a couple minutes ago, though, I think the only character that hasn't grown on me since release is Yagarath. I don't like Yagarath as much as I did, or at least I thought that I would when I initially played her on the PTS in like early days of live. I'd say Octavia is about the same, and then Vatu, Vora both grew on me quite a bit, and I think Rei will also, judging just from how her kit is. I think those of you guys that actually watch my stuff regularly know the characters that I like and can usually tell sometimes before even I can how I'm going to feel about a character. But we've got Dredge, Furia, Io, and Makoa. Shout out to our Dredge who called me out in the chat, and then for their side of Ceres, a Willow, a Rama, Zin, and a Victor. I am kind of tempted to go for focus in this one, but I think I'm going to save that for a separate video on Rei in a couple weeks or something where I cover some of the other alternate playstyles for her. But I think for this one, we'll just stick to what's standard. We'll go for Extension, Chronos Nimble, and then the setup. We've got Exterminate, Half Shell, Scuttle, and Goddess's Blessing, Mortal Reach, Cardio, Yomi, Scorn, and Enforcer. Dealt like 1200 plus damage straight off the bat, and the Ram's nearly dead. Okay, Willow, Death Zone is going to be a bit of a pain, or Dead Zone. Death Zone's a bit of a different thing. Well, there goes the Willow and the Makoa. That Scorn from Willow is a pain. There's some taps on the Victor if I can just land them, but now I'll just miss them all. That's fine too. Dodge the Willow. There's the F. There's a right click just to mitigate some stuff, but he's in the counter heal there, so I can't really get any sort of extra health to him. There's a Q on him again, and a right click. Fury ulted, more taps on the Ram for 550. Why not? He's getting hooked. Do have the ult up to save the Makoa. We'll go ahead and pop it here just to stop him from dying, because I was worried he was going to get hit there by that Scorn on Willow, because that does hit pretty damn hard. There's the F and a right click. We'll just kind of push in here towards the team. Dredge with the ult. More hits over there on the Ram. There's a Q and a right click onto the Makoa. Never mind, he's dead. There's a F and a Q and a right click. Sure, Ram is pushing in. Very aggressive for somebody who's like right in front of my spawn door. He's dead here for sure. I don't know why he pushed in so much. He didn't nearly kill me. I was on like 100 health there, but okay, we'll go and grab some more Chronos. I feel like I should be playing more aggressively, because I think I could get rid of a lot of them here if I just pushed in a bit, but there goes this in because of that really cheeky Fury Beam. We'll F there for the Makoa. He doesn't even really need it. Should save that for the Willow, really. Right click for him. Shots there. there on the Ram again. He's just got so much goddamn health, plus the Ceres healing him and stuff. Kind of surprised the Fury isn't throwing out her beam more, considering she's going for damage Fury, but there's a right click. I do have the ult. Should we go ahead and pop it? He's went for his ult. Kind of an annoying like counter synergy there, where his ult puts him up to full and so does mine, so it's kind of easy to screw each other over. There goes the Willow. What a snipe. We actually landed that. Right click there on the Willow. We'll throw a Q there on the Makoa. Tap the Ram here from the back. That's a sentence I didn't want to really ever say, but there's some hits onto Victor too. He's just playing kind of weird. Oh, I took a lot from that, but we're still up. Shouts team for the heals. This is a bit of a different game. I feel like the skill level in this one is a little bit all over the place. Right click for the Makoa. Ram's ulting. We can kind of just take that, right? There's no one else really here. No one went around the back, so we're fine. There's an F to dodge the Willow. Q, he probably would have died without that. There's a right click as well. Should heal up the Fury a little bit. Nope, that's a freaking god tier hook there from the Makoa. Okay, Q onto him and a right click. Fury ulted to dodge it. I think I'm trying to switch to the Makoa so I can ult him. We'll go ahead and just do that real quick. There we go. Put him back up to full. Lovely 3k heal. Right click onto him as well. We'll just keep our mark on him. Don't really want to use your Q aggressively unless you're like a one-on-one. You're way better off just healing the team. Fury is probably dead here. Don't have the F up, so I can't save her. Rip. That's Victor with the ult. We'll go ahead and use the F. We do mitigate a crap ton with that. We actually just save the Makoa for sure. I was just about to ult, and as you can see there, you're able to use it when you're not linked to your teammate, which really kind of sucks because that ult didn't really do anything for me. Kill on the Xin. Right click there for the dredge and stuff. We'll throw the Q on the Makoa. We'll go for the F here just to mitigate all of that burst. I just like how much he goddamn counters burst. It feels so satisfying to get that F right. It feels way better than a movement ability, at least to me, whenever there's like a Willow Q and you just hit that F button and you just stop most of the damage that you're going to get from it. It doesn't really do anything against people like Koga and Vora, obviously, but there's the F. There's a right click. We're just going to retreat a little bit here, get some hits. Does also increase your jump height by like 150% or something, so you can actually get over ledges a little bit easier. They did also change some stuff with the ledge tech. Like you can actually like get the high jump now without looking at a ledge, which they mentioned I think on Twitter. So usually you'd have to look at like a ledge to get the high jump, especially if you're playing a character like Pip. Now it'll actually do it automatically if you're just like kind of walking in the direction. It is also worse I think in some situations, but overall really cool change. I don't know why I'm mentioning it now, but let's go ahead and use the F and retreat. We'll go back to base for a bit. Did finish off our Nimble. Also got some morale boost and our Chronos finish. There's a Q on the Makoa. We could F, but I don't think I need to just yet. We'll save it for when that Willow's going to burst him. I'll go for it now. Is he going to ult or do I go for it? I'll go for it. His is down. What am I doing? I feel like I used that at like the last possible second. There's a Q onto the Xin to get some bonus damage. I don't know if the Q triggers his counter. I don't think that it does, but it actually might do. We'll go onto him again because he billowed, which clears it, but he's dead. Shouts Makoa for the hand. Go for the F to mitigate the Willow Q. Q there on the Willow or the IO. I mean, it's late. Okay, like I said a minute ago, I've been playing Rei all goddamn day today, so of course I'm a little bit fried. I'm just on autopilot. There's the F to mitigate some stuff for at least the dredge and a right click for a bit of a heal, although they didn't really do anything with that Ceres ult. That's the Victor ulting for some reason, not choosing to hit me. Either that or he just couldn't see me. There's the F just as the Ram ult hits. There's a Q switch onto the Makoa. We'll go for our ult. His is down, so we might as well. There's a right click. We'll switch over to the dredge. Some hits onto the Xin. Just going to retreat here. We'll switch again and a right click just to get them back up to full. Right click on him there again. That's the Xin ult. I don't have my F, so I can't really do much to save him there, although Fury's behind him with the beam. How rude. There's an F a little bit late, not even really stopping that much. He went for the ult anyway, so that's the Willow Q heal for her, but no, she's not going to get any of that because of the dead zone. Well played, Willow. She's actually been doing a pretty good job. Okay, well, I think I've DC'd. Either that or the lobby's crashed, which does happen sometimes whenever the updates go live. Yeah, so that was just a game crash that's happened a couple times since I've been playing today. That's a bit of an anticlimactic way to end the video, so I'm not going to end the video. We're going to do another game. Screw it. I don't usually do 3 when we have like a siege or an onslaught, but because that game didn't really finish, I feel like I should do one more. Alright, well, for game 3, we got Onslaught Mindsets Archives. Again, shout outs to our Victor and also our Xin. I appreciate the support there. We've got a Grok and a Damper as well, so we'll go ahead and grab the exact same thing we went for in the other 2. Feels really weird starting a game 3 before properly finishing a game 2, but hey, what can you do? Don't know exactly what our plan is here because Victor's just running around on the point getting them objective time and doing cardio Victor things. We have triple support who are all going for support setups, and then also a Xin and a Victor. That's a general, so we'll F to save, but we're fine anyway. Got rid of him. Nice, well done team. We'll Q there aggressively, although that still went on a friendly, which is probably a good thing. We'll Q the Rei and just get some taps on it. It'd be kind of cool if you could Q an enemy and then ult and that did something, but sadly there's no interaction with the ult as far as I know. F there for the Xin. There goes the Rei. Nice taps on the Ceres. There's a right click. She should be gone too. That's a double, though a bit of a kill steal to be honest. Hello Victor, you're also here. You can't really run away now. There's like 3 of us on you. That's a triple with Rei. Can we get rid of her too? Is that a quadra? Technically, I don't know. There's a right click. Can you count this as a penta? Definitely not. There's the Victor ult. There's the F to counter. I don't know if I was marked to anybody there, but yeah, of course I'm not going to use that title because that'd be a little bit disrespectful because, you know, it's a bit of a stretch to call that an unofficial penta. We'll switch over to the Xin. Damper's going for the ult. Victor is just running around doing Victor things. He's actually running into the Damper ult. For some reason our Victor's just kind of standing back there, not really doing anything. We don't have anywhere near enough damage with triple support to go through that Victor who's running around and healing whilst also being marked by Rei. Unless our Victor and Xin start putting in work, we are kind of screwed. That's Grok going for the ult. Maybe we can kill the Victor here. There we go. Nice. We should push in on the Rei as well. For some reason our Grok didn't. Hello Ying. I guess we can deal some damage to you as well. That's the Genos ult. I might be dead. There's a right click for some self heal. I guess we're fine. That Jones with Binary Start is a pain. That Ceres ult, there goes the Jones. We're going to go for ours to save this in, although he's probably fine there anyway. Just right clicked a little bit early. Does feel like we're being shredded a little bit, but it is going back and forth. I'm actually just going to use the F and then accept the damage. That's a tactic you can use to make him use all of his charges. Just use your F and then mitigate most of it. I'm probably dead here. Really don't know what's going on with our team. We have people who are just like AFKing for half this game. It's a very, very weird one. Damn, but ulted there on somebody who was being Xin ulted already. I don't know. There's some hits and an F and a right click as well. I feel like Xin is going to be the one to save the game, so I'm going to focus on healing him and pocket him a bit. There goes the Ceres as a Q onto the enemy Victor, and some taps as a right click. He's getting fully healed by Rei. I guess we should focus her first, right? Makes more sense. There's the F. That's just so much stuff going on. There's a right click. There's a Q onto him. He's dead. This is such a mess. Q there onto the Xin. I feel like a lot of the time I also end up cancelling my Q when I mean to switch targets or mean to do something else with it. I find like a lot of the time it just does the break animation and I don't link to anybody, which is very rarely what you want to do. That's chance with a double. I probably should have F'd, but it was on cooldown. I did right click before that pull, so we're fine. Xin is definitely the one putting in work here. There goes the Victor. I could ult. I guess we'll go ahead and pop it now just as the F ends, and then we'll right click him as well. There goes the Ying. If I can just land one hit. Nice, managed to thread it through. Okay, right click there for these guys. Ceres is here for some reason. Of course, when she goes into a thing, it just demarks. There's a mark on the Victor and some taps through him. If he's not getting healed, we can kind of go through him, although we have people on our team who are just completely oblivious to what's going on. There we go. He ran in on the left side. Victor just ran in like against three of them. For some reason, there's a mark aggressively and some taps. See if we can finish him off. Nope, he's just soaking up the damage. There's an F and a right click. That is the Genos ult. We use our F to counter, but he's out of it anyway. That's Damble with the ult. Okay, we'll get some hits there on the Ceres, or the Victor ulted, so that worked out quite well. Don't have my F, so I'm going to go for the ult instead. Saved the Xin and also myself, kind of. There's some hits for him. He's probably dead here. We'll just let them deal with it, or we'll catch him on this side if he ran round or he went left. Okay. Don't know how the hell we're not losing this game, and like hard, to be completely honest, but I guess it's because they're also doing silly shit. Like the Victor's just running. Grok's going for the ult. I can't kill him. That's the annoying thing, is if I was playing a different support here, I could probably get rid of him quite easily. I also didn't grab Quarter Eyes, so I'm not really helping myself, but there's a right click for the Damber. I guess we can push around, maybe get rid of the Ceres. I feel like I can probably fight her here if I get the mark. Yep, that's the stun, but I think we're fine. There's the F, maybe not. Oh no, she's gone. Okay, there's a right click for Damber. Q onto the Grok, hits onto the Ying. She's gone. I'm trying to body block the Victor a little bit so he stands still, which is kind of working. I could ult right click for the Grok. Seems like we've won this one by about 120. I don't know how. I feel like my team wasn't doing that well, but I guess they were doing worse somehow. I think the Victor just kind of running didn't really help. And yeah, there we go. There are the stats for game 3. 15-2, 200 seconds on the point, 81k damage, 50k healing. Quite happy with that. Highest damage on our side nearly. Victor and Xin beat us out by a little bit. So did their generals. Our Grok did pretty good. Our Victor did fine. Our Xin did fine. Our Damper didn't really do all that much there though. He tried to play the objective, I guess. Very weird game. Just overall, you can see from the stats, their generals did pretty good. Their Rei did fine. Was hoping game 3 would be something that kind of fixed the fact that game 2 ended abruptly, and I think it just made it more weird. But there we go. That was Rei after 12 to 24 hours of playtime, or whatever the hell I've titled this video. It is actually completely accurate. I've got her, what, like level 11 now. Been playing her all goddamn day, and I played her a ton on the BTS. I do like her quite a bit. I think she could do with a couple changes. Like I said, the Q is a little bit iffy. I think her damage is fine. I think her healing is also pretty good. The supporting side of her is really what kind of shines. I do think she could do with a few changes around her being played as a damage, because Restraint is a really weird talent. It was something else as well in the BTS, or what it was going to be in the patch notes or something, and that was also weird, and they changed it to another weird talent. To me, when I look at these talents, I just see Restraint, which is a bit of a weird one. Won't really see that much play. Is very, very niche. Focus is kind of a change more than a buff to a talent, and then Extension is just a straight buff. So I think most of the time people are just going to grab Extension. These two cards I think would be quite strong if their numbers were a little bit higher. At the moment, they're not really worth changing out, at least to me. And then the ones around her Envelop are the weirdest ones. Enveloping Magic makes sense. Desperate Defense at 50, very, very low number there. Same thing with Arcane Manipulation, 0.3 seconds, 1.5 seconds off your F. I understand that the F is a really strong ability, so they don't want to make it too good, but same thing really with Arcane Maelstrom. These three cards are just a little bit understated, at least in my opinion. But yeah, there we go. Those are my thoughts on Rei. I feel like if I keep talking here, this video is going to be like 50 minutes long. Hopefully I cut it down into something that wasn't too long. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Of course, let me know what you want to see me do next. I'll see you guys all really, really soon. And as always, stay frosty.